Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to run through a few things as it pertains to hose testing. With that coming up, there's a few things that we don't use that often that would be beneficial when it comes time to test hose and enter that into FireHouse. So the first thing that you can do before you start testing hose is to run the hose not tested report, and that will display all of the hose that has not been tested during this calendar year. To do that, once you're in FireHouse, if you go to Reports and then go to Apparatus, Equipment, and Inventory Reports, click that. It's going to open this box where you can then go to Hose Reports down here and click the plus box beside that. Once that's done, if you just click the Hose Not Tested report, you can just click Run. There's no filter parameters that you have to enter, so you go directly to Screen, or you can go to the default printer or select printer. From right here, I'm going to go ahead and just go to Screen and show it to you. Here is the display of all the hose that has not been tested, and it orders it kind of weird because it's actually characters and not numbers, so it doesn't do 0 through 1. It does 1s and then 2s and then 3s. So it's kind of a little bit complicated with that, but here you can see there's 9 pieces of 1.5 inches that have not been tested. If we go to the next page, there's still 1.75 inches, and that last page there shows 72 pieces of 1.75 inch hose that have not been tested. As you go through this, after you print it out, you can print it directly from here and it'll go to the default printer. As you go through, once you start testing hose, you can either put a mark beside here as you've identified the hose and then put another mark or highlight it once it's passed, or you could just put a mark here and then write fail if it does in fact fail. The benefit to running this report and having it out there when you test hose is it reduces any difficulties that may arise if you are unsure of the number. This is all of the hose that we have, and it's displayed exactly how it's entered in FireHouse. So if there's any difficulty, you can address it right then, or come into FireHouse and look around to see if the number that you have on the hose, why it's not matching the number on the report. In the event you do encounter an issue, I ask you to let me know so that we can address that and get that changed, so that in the years to come we don't have to address that issue once again. So you can print this out and take it out with you and mark off whatever hoses you do. The other benefit to using this report is as you go to do the maintenance entry of the hose test passed, as you select the hoses, they are in the exact same order in the query as they are on this report. So there is less chance of error because you can just go down this list and select them in the maintenance entry. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this now and go over the maintenance entry. So after you test the hose, you bring that report back in. You're going to have your startup screen, and file's a little bit cut off over here, but we're going to go to File and then come down here to Apparatus, Equipment, and Inventory, and then scroll down to Batch Maintenance Test Entry. If we click that, this is going to open up the query that is defaulted. So right here you can see the list inventory by description apparatus. That's not going to display any hose. So if we go to this drop down box right here and come down here to hose, list inventory by description, hose, it lists all of our hose that we have in the system. As you can see here, there are 645 pieces of hose in FireHouse, and like I said, these are ordered exactly on that report as they are with this query. So if you just scroll down through them, you can select the different pieces of hose just like that. Whichever hoses you tested, you can hold control down. So if I back up here, I click that one, hold control down, and then I can select the different pieces of hose that we tested. Once you have those records selected, and I'm just going to write down the ones that I've clicked on. Click OK, and it's going to open up a box just like you see whenever we enter truck checks. You can see here that it's got the first hose that we selected in this inventory ID. If you just go to Job, we can search for the maintenance code, and it's going to be hose 1, which is NFPA hose pressure test, and click OK. Enter the shift in that did it, and that's all you have to do. Once you have that done, you just push save, and if you'll watch right up here in the corner, it's going to pop up record saved for each piece of hose that you tested, and it's going to document that in the system. From here, you're done. And the next time that you run that report for hose not tested, those hoses that have been tested will no longer be on that report. So if you encounter a piece of hose that is on that report or is not on that report, it most likely has been tested or it's not in the system. So here, if we go look at the journal now, we've got a lot of hose that we tested today that's listed here, but right here you can see no time, as I didn't enter a time for that last hose test. So that's the gist of it. If you guys have any questions, please let me know, but that'll surely increase your efficiency as you're testing hose. Thanks.